I've been caught up with other things lately, so I haven't played much of this game. This will be a pretty rusty run, but still be fun, I'm sure. Three, two, one, go. Besides, even if I don't play this game for like a week or two, it's still in my muscle memory. Like the movements I'm doing here, as simple as they are, they've been ingrained into me after years of practice. Can't really run past them. But that was good, getting on the crit shot. Oh, darn it. Slightly off on that junction.
Dangerous.
Okay, I'm gonna do the thing where I swap rings and personas in the menu. Still need to test if that's faster than merely exiting out of the menu to change personas after a ring. Or maybe there's I guess a slight delay after you unpause. I don't know. Yo, Mana Chess, welcome. How's it going?
Dangerous.
Ah, darn it. Okay, leave this room with the neutral turn. Sometimes I forget that. Slightly faster, I believe. Because you don't need to wait for Khan to finish the turning animation. I know! Hopefully by then I'll actually get around to buying a Switch. And hopefully by then they'll send everybody the ridiculously expensive collector's edition. Nice! It always gets me kind of nervous there.
Dangerous.
Uh, oh, whoops. There's a junction there. Went to get the hotkey. I didn't get the one with Suda's signature. It dropped when I was at work. But honestly, I don't... I mean, the signature would have been nice, but all the fancy art book stuff is what I most care about. Like, I'm not an impatient person, so I don't really... If it gets delayed, well, I'll be a little disappointed, but it is what it is.
Dangerous.
Although that said, I still might buy 2 copies. Digital, maybe. If it ends up being faster for a speedrun. That could be a thing. Oh, so fast.
Dangerous.
Dude, this is actually a legitimately great angel. I think I got everything. Minor quibbles here and there, but I mean, I got the critical shot on the Camellia. Got all the double dodges that I wanted, I think.
Dangerous.
I know this isn't the same case, but for Wii U games, rather for Wii games on Wii U, like it's obviously faster. But Switch, I don't know. I haven't heard as much, but I don't keep up with Switch speedruns, obviously, because I don't own a Switch. Welcome, Ultima. How's it going? So we'll see. If it's like a minor time save, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna spend that much money. And I don't know. It could also be a thing of where on the board you would just separate digital versus physical. But again, that's a lot of speculation. We'll just have to see when it's in our hands. Like, if it's a few seconds, it's like, yeah, we're not gonna separate the board over that. Oh, nice. If it's like minute save, then it's like, okay, we might have to do something here. Yeah, I don't know myself. I'll double check a few games. Like, communities and stuff, see what they do. And here's where I switch to keyboard and mouse. Mind you, I did that very briefly when I was doing the panel, because the scroll wheel is super fast.
You think you killed me? Better think again.
Should I turn cursor on for this game? Like, I have the cursor off on, like, rather on OBS. Like, in the game, it's still... I still see a cursor, but... I don't know, might be distracting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Mouse, please. Okay, besides that really wonky round, I still got the 4 for 4. And landed exactly where I wanted to. Very nice. Well, so that was a little sluggish, but not too bad. It wasn't a disaster. Will this be... Dude, this won't be a sub, What am I doing wrong?
God, you stink. You stink. Can't get it up.
Where am I losing time over Simna here? Wow, that wasn't even... That was a great split. That was a great angel, but... I don't know, does Simna have... Is his rig better than mine? I could probably... That could be it. As to why maybe his load times are even faster than mine. Whatever, not a big deal. For now. I'll have to put my chapters besides his. Speaking of load times. No, no matter how many times I played through a run, I still marvel at how fast these load times are. Despite barely touching the GameCube version in the past few weeks. Good.
You're fucked.
Ooh, not good. Don't want. I waited a long time there. But it's better to wait there, in my opinion, than just to accidentally miss and hit the Camellia. Which, admittedly, missing the Camellia isn't run over, but it's definitely a time loss no matter what. If you don't hit the Camellia there, you don't get a mock. Getting the water ring or leaving the water ring. And then for that matter, in the long hallway after you finish the waiting room. If you miss the micro, though, that's run over. May as well reset unless you're practicing. Unless you're, I guess, new to the game. Just need to, you know, get the game worn to your bones. For me, that'd just be an instant reset. Also, on a related note, going back to earlier, I will never stop looking at the acronym BOTW and not think bottom of the well. Despite knowing intellectually that yes, you're probably not talking about that one mini dungeon in Ocarina of Time. Ooh, that was actually much closer than I normally do.
Fuck you!
This ender was too high. Too early.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Almost forgot to do this. In my head, I was thinking what the instant enter was and was about to get to that position. But that would have been really bad.
Dangerous.
Left, left. Hold up right.
Dangerous.
And this room has the one instant enter that is actually different. Oh, I'm an idiot. I could have made it out. I hesitated. Whatever. I could have gone through this room without doing that. That was my bad. I hesitated a bit too much. I was thinking it was the fourth room while also knowing it was the third room. Whatever. We'll lose some time because of that. Where can I save time in this run? Sunset 2. Yeah, my Sunset 2 wasn't good. I think it was like a 12 dice roll? Yeah, I can just improve just from that.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
No point in healing there. Just felt like it. Since blood doesn't matter at that point. At this point. Haha, it's false. I'll probably lose like 10, 20 seconds in this split. Waiting room was slow. I messed up that the one of the panels room. Ah, slightly low on that.
We think
If only you could mash during that small cutscene, and then instead of turning into Mask, you just automatically turn into Kevin. It was 33. Oh, I counted right. Nice. What'd I say? About 20 seconds, yep. Game hitched there for a second? Whatever. I used to switch to Coyote and then shoot that guy, but I always got too close, and Coyote's aim isn't great. And it's better to be a little further into this room anyway, so ultimately it's just best to kill him first. That way you can move forward after killing it. The reason you don't want to be... Well, maybe it's too far. You don't want to be too close to these enemies coming around the corner. Oh, no. Oh, this is bad. Ah, bad floor one. Okay, that's my backup in case I don't kill one of the guys. Okay, that makes up for the sloppy play there. That's my backup in case I don't kill the first guy. I snipe off more parts off the last guy. And it generally gets me enough. I should actually test exactly how many limbs again. I used to have it written down somewhere, but I think I might have lost that data somewhere. Past few years. Either way, I'm good. You don't necessarily need the charge shot there, but it's so nice to have. It's such a nice cushion to have, and it's not hard to get at all. So not getting it is this is an easy place to lose the run actually. So it's just best to rely on that. And I should have switched to Kevin a little earlier for the running speed, but that's not a big deal. This is a PC-only strat, where we kill Coyote because he dies faster, for the Death Warp, which is slower on GameCube. Kevin dies way too slowly. Shoutouts to Simna for discovering, or noting, death speeds of characters. Not great luck. Not the worst, but not great. Weak last junction there. There's also something I believe Simna came up with. Or Nate. Somebody. Somebody that isn't me. Killing this guy with mask. Because we have to turn to mask anyway. I forgot to... Ugh. Well, rip Death Warp. First time that's happened. Guess we're going old school. Welcome. Probably? I mean, at the rate I'm going at, I beat her on the first two games. I'm not sure when I'd stream it, or rather, when I'd run it. I don't have an HD capture card. That's the first issue. Oh wait, what am I doing? So that might be a mitigating factor. So this is the old school way of doing it. A little slower, but since I didn't set up the Death Warp, may as well. Ultimately, would have wasted time had I tried to go back up the elevator to set the Death Warp, then just kept going. This is a little bit of a time waste, but whatever. At least it's not a run under. And here's where I switch to keyboard and mouse. If you shoot them too quickly, sometimes he just acts weirdly. Or... Good fight. Despite those blemishes and the terrible oversight of missing the Death Warp, I did manage to save a few seconds. That's how bad my PB Sunset 2 was. Even with the Death Warp, actually. Yeah, my PB run did get the Death Warp, and I still managed to save time over it. That's funny. Gotta love how much of this chapter is just running past everything. Around here is one of the best rooms in the entire run. I know this is marginally faster on PC. I want to test if it's actually faster on GameCube. It might not be due to the load times. Oh, come on. My aim was not great across the board, both those rooms. I should have known. I was holding up there even though I knew. Should have known. More up, right. To get the figurine.
Dangerous.
And here's another part where I switch the mouse. Not bad. Always have to get used to the speed there. I always overshoot at least the first one. By a good bit. Six, 7, 8, 9. Oh, come on. 10. Best luck possible. Very nice. Now if I can just remember what the instant enders are, that'd also be nice too.
Dangerous. Dangerous. Dangerous.
I'm glad this doesn't randomize or anything. The question order. Otherwise this would be a bit more annoying.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
Ah, you made it. I waited a little long there, but and I think I was having an issue where like he wasn't far enough or I wasn't close enough. Something of that, so I just waited a little longer and then moved a little closer. I have to double check that. I might have to practice this fight a bit to get a good balance between them again. Oh, am I gonna save time in this? Might be a good time save. But these are pretty long transitions though. Like this, like waiting for the rain to stop. Nice. Getting perfect duplicates really, really helped. I'm actually surprised. Like I thought the rest of the chapter was good. I mean, there's not much to mess up in this chapter. Like my aim was a little wonky, but eh, is what it is. I'll laugh if I PB this run. I haven't touched this game in a bit. I've been caught up with other things. It's not like a PB is out of the question. Not like my because splits I'm comparing against are that perfect. I did lose time. A few spots. I can gain time in other spots. I doubt I'll beat this split though. This is a pretty good split to compare against. Although the usual things I can save time on are still there. Like I could still probably gain time on the targets because the targets are always bad. Even when they're good, they're still bad. You can always improve on targets. I didn't have to do that second shot. I assumed I didn't get the hit, but I did.
Dangerous. Dangerous.
I remember the hotkey this time. Sometimes I press so Coyote is 4, Con is 5, and for whatever reason I can't keep those straight. And sometimes when I'm Con, I still press 5, thinking I'm switching to Coyote, but eh. Whoa. Anyway.
Dangerous.
So I'm actually going to kill one of the backsides here, even though I normally don't. And I want to see if that'll get me just enough blood so I can upgrade Mask to level 3 range as opposed to level 2.
Dangerous.
Oh, well, rip that. Actually, yeah, that works out. Yeah, because he does not only give me thick blood, the backside giving me thin blood, so missing that mock wasn't the worst. That didn't actually mess anything up. It just looked bad and a waste of time, but that didn't throw off the blood route or anything. Actually, my blood route is like unaffected. Basically, I healed 2. He gave me 2. I should make this my cell phone ringtone, by the way, or rather notification. When it says "ha" or maybe "ga." I'm not actually gonna do that because that'd probably throw me off and throw people off. Wondering who's saying "ga" out of nowhere. Yeah, that didn't throw off my blood. My blood amount is perfect. Was perfect there. And here's something that I've decided to do now. So I always go for the roll on the mother here, even if I don't always get it. But if I miss it, I'm not going to try it again. Because sometimes I would try like 2, even 3 times, but ultimately that's just not a really that fast of a thing to do. Better just tank at that point, especially since I can heal with a hotkey. I don't need to go into the menu. I can heal when I'm walking upstairs, so I think that works out, especially for this version. I don't know why, but those phantoms always freak me out. Maybe it's because they're so close together. Like if I miss a shot, I might hit the other, but I always take it really slowly there. I'm thinking that maybe I shouldn't take it really slowly there. Ooh, I might be a little too far. Eh, let's see. Oh, perfect. Somehow. I love that. It's dumb as cement. That's such an oddly specific thing to say. And here's where I switch to mouse control. Nice. Not bad. I'm actually pretty happy with that, not gonna lie. Obviously not perfect, but not terrible either.
Dangerous.
I scanned him really far away. Oh, dude. Dude. Maybe I should turn into Coyote when I enter that room and just hold A, mash Y? That be a time? Like, it's such a small distance, the running speed doesn't really matter between characters, and maybe I could get like a really quick frame there? Okay, so let's see if my plan worked out. I killed only one extra enemy compared to what I normally do. One backside. So will that get me enough to upgrade mass to level 3 range, along with level 4 power, as opposed to just level 2 range? Might not be. Oh, nice, dude. That one enemy kill did do it. I'm doing that from now on.
Dangerous.
I don't know. Is there a faster enemy to kill there though? Backsides are a little bit slow to kill. I'll have to look.
Dangerous.
Wow. Maybe I was too far. That was not great. Yeah, I think the level 3 range really helps with that. And somehow I got a gold. I'm thinking it might have been due to the targets. I think the targets were above average today. Actually, look at I'm gonna pull up all the splits. Look at that. Suddenly went from being behind the first two splits, slowly clawing my way through, back into the gold. And on encounter one of all things. Dude. Good. Dude, even made it past this guy. Sorry, I was doubting myself. I picked up both items, I did. When I play well, I sometimes start doubting minor things. Making Nate proud. Shooting the wall as far as I can. At least that I'm comfortable with. Still, that still feels too close for comfort, though. Like where that egg smile is, but... I mean, it didn't even lunge at me, so maybe I shouldn't be worried. I should practice that more, though. You know, I was holding up there. I realized I'm wondering. Would I ever actually hit that junction if I'm holding up while doing the turns? I don't think I ever have. I think the junction is this is up left. It shouldn't affect it. Yeah. I really want to see if level 3 range is gonna help this fight too. I mean, it's not that hard of a fight, but at this point, or rather, every bit counts. Yeah. I'm not sure if it mattered if I level 3 range, but it's still nice to have. Really fast fight.
Dangerous.
For the record, I use the hotkey heal, which is mapped to my D-pad, at the same time while entering the junction, because the D-pad still affects junctions, so that's advanced Killer7 speedrunning right there for you. Heal and select junction at the same time. Basically saves, ultimately, no time. But it's a strat. Oh, it's a good thing I did heal. Otherwise I would have died there. I was a little slow on pressing the inputs there, that's why I got hit. If you're fast enough, you can do it, but I lagged just a bit. Trying not to hit Travis.
Dangerous.
That junction was slow too.
Dangerous.
Now, after this is Alter Ego, and I always get nervous about Alter Ego, but especially when I'm having a really good run. A little slow on the menuing there. Still not convinced that switching to a persona, if you're switching to a ring at the same time, is faster than getting out of the menu after a ring, but whatever. I guess there's less room for error if you, after you swap a ring, to get out of the menu and then switch a hotkey. Because as you can see there, I was fumbling, so maybe it's ultimately faster, or at least more reliable, I don't know. Have to time a lot, like, very minute things to the frame to see if that would actually do anything. Okay, let's see if Ryota will like me today. The reason how I gained that much time in my previous PB and got the best split here was simply from the bird behaving better. If you have a consistent enough encounter 2, the only thing that should really affect your run, for better or worse, is the pigeon. Mainly for worse. Darn you. Darn you, man. Ouch. Really bad second round. The first round is basically always pretty quick. After that, it all depends. Okay, you were nice. This is more anecdotal than anything else, but from my understanding, if you get a slow round 2, you're slightly more likely to get a faster round 3 and or 4, but that's purely anecdotal. See, now giving me a bad final phase. See, this could have been like 20 seconds faster. If not for this bird. Giving me a bad round 2 and a bad round 4. Like, easily, like 10 to 20 seconds faster had the bird behaved.
Wonderful indeed.
But that's a gold. Dude, I am playing so well right now. Like, mind you, not perfectly, but nobody ever plays perfectly. I am playing really well right now. Maybe I should just take a week break whenever I want to do a run of this game. Like do one run, get a PB, stop playing for a week. Might have been actually longer for this. Stop playing for at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. Come back, somehow play really well, get a PB. Of course, I can't get too cocky now because alter ego could very easily waste that time. I'm getting a little nervous, but I've done this chapter dozens of times, hundreds of times even. I can do this. First guy, yep. Nice. I want to get a crit kill here to start a combo going. That way I can get more blood when I kill enemies later. More thin blood, rather. To get me a better safety net. Because the Dan is so strong, sometimes you end up sniping off of him, off of the regular smile, but... The mithril smile, you will most likely get the critical. Because you can't even kill its arm. You have to kill it with the critical spot.
Fuck you. Dangerous.
This happened last time. What's wrong with my positioning where I don't get the thing to explode? Maybe I'm scanning like too far to the right. But I have a lot of blood right now, so this is a good safety net.
Dangerous.
Dude. Really nice. This is a good chapter so far. Despite me being pretty nervous.
Fuck you. Dangerous.
Oh, I was pressing Y there. Would have been bad if I mock speeded in this room. That would have really messed this room up.
Collateral shot.
Nope.
Collateral shot. Collateral shot.
I always go for the invisible dodge there, but I missed it this time. My dodging there was actually a bit spotty, but the duplicator kill itself was very solid. Darn you! Nice! I have a lot of blood right now. I should really tank that guy. That was a bit slow, but I think this is I'm in a really good situation right now.
Dangerous. 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 Dangerous.
Nearly forgot to swap the wind ring there. That would have been really bad, because these spiral smiles get way too close to you. In fact, in the PS2 version, I think, or maybe in this version too, they actually can block you off if you don't get it instantly. Like if you go as far as you can to the before pressing the junction. It's actually kind of unfair. Maybe not unfair. Maybe they expect you to kill them, but either way, it's a nasty situation. Okay, there's only one more thing left to worry about here. Now this... Whoops. Darn you. Now the setup for the quick not duplicator kill is still not in my bones yet. Like, I know what it is intellectually, I can sort of get it, but it can be a bit of an issue. So I'm hoping to nail it because I got it in my PB. on. Oh, this is bad. That wasn't it. Wasn't even close. Oh. Oh. Should not have sat there as long as I did. Thought I could get it. I need to practice that. The rest of the chapter though was so good. I think I'm not gonna lose that much time. But I definitely need to practice that more on PC. Like I am not getting the Q nearly as fast as I can on GameCube. Because the Q is slightly different because I'm playing in widescreen. Oh, it's not a skip. It's more of it's just faster unless you're dumb like me and wait too long for it. It's just so you don't have to dodge roll those two other smiles.
Harmon Smith versus Handsome Red.
I should know when to like fold there though. Like I waited too long. My position was slightly off. I should have went faster. But the rest of that chapter was so good. I think it won't make too much of a dent. I still think I'll at least be 10 seconds ahead. Maybe 15. Actually, that quicker not duplicator kill at the end. That we used to think that was like maybe a task only thing. Negleria, he was the one who found that. I found a setup that made it viable. So on GameCube, you know, I went for it every run and got it nearly every run. So naturally, I'm gonna go for it every time here. But because of the widescreen, which is otherwise fine, that is the one Q where I actually do depend. There's another Q, but that's like a one big Q where I depend on the environment around me, based on like aligning the camera, the edge of the camera, really, edge of the screen, based on the items there. So
Fifth matchup, Kevin Smith.
Whatever, it's done. That I really need to practice that more, but I should still be ahead after this. I think.
Matchup, Dan Smith.
I think I'll be behind an alter ego, but ahead overall. You know, if you could skip the scene where he powers up, that would actually probably save a few seconds. That'd be nice. Let me skip this scene! As cool as it is, and kind of random.
They know who's the strongest.
Final matchup, Garcian Smith versus Handsome Pink.
Okay. Whatever, I'm still ahead. It's a shame. I should have known when to fold. See, I two games I've never played. I've only seen, so I have no idea how their runs are. You know what, I think I should make a rule where if I don't get that not duplicator really quickly, I just like if I miss the if I don't get it really quickly, then I just give up and move on. It's kind of like the mother smile dodge in Encounter 1. Rather than trying it again or trying to set up, I just go for it because that's a similar situation where I try to do something fancy, it doesn't work. I waste time. I try to be fancy. Yeah. Where can I? As long as I just play consistently, this might PB by a very short bit, but if not, I mean, this is still a great run. Some nice golds. Well, fair enough. If I get a system that can play it, or off chance, I feel like they'll ever release it on PC, but off chance they do, I'm obliged to give it one play. Same with Lollipop Chainsaw. Exactly. They probably don't even remember that they published it. Yeah, that's true too. Suda probably does not care for it much. You could tell in the Art of Grasshopper Manufacture book how much that game, the meddling with that game, how much it really stung him. But for Lollipop Chainsaw, though, he seemed to speak a bit more highly, but that's also its own situation. So. You can't actually run into him as he's dying and get hit. Yeah. Well, he seems to, if nothing else, he seems to, right now, seems to be rejuvenated to an extent. I mean, the fact that he, directed and... did he write Travis Strikes Again? Well, most of it. The fact that he is directing Travis Strikes Again. I'm too close to him. Oh no, I'm good. I thought I triggered the bomb head there. You actually can trigger the bomb head before killing the laser if you're too close to the laser. I thought I was very closely skirting that. Yeah, well, I meant more that, was he writing all of it, or just some of it? Like this, I'm pretty sure some of it's being written by the co-writer of, the Silver Case games. But I'm sure even, like, the games he did, he is, like, nobody is a singular writer. In most industries, if one person is, credited as a writer, chances are there were still a lot of people who had their hands on it. We'll see. I'm interested to see the writing credits for the game. But we do. It's confirmed. Like you said, he's just doing that. Confirmed that he's directing it. His name is on the director's chair. Okay, so yeah, okay, so he did. I wasn't entirely sure. I know he was the only credited writer, but believe it was like Shinji Mikami who really pushed him to do that. If I recall the reports. You know, I don't blame him for not wanting to do that again, because that is a pretty big responsibility. Learn how to aim. I'm interested though, if No More Heroes 3, like a real No More Heroes 3, in the title, who would that be written by? I'm really hoping though it's not like No More Heroes 2, where one successful entry written by Suda followed by one that isn't written by Suda, so. Did I switch to firing? I'm pretty sure I switched to firing. Yep, I switched to firing. Oh, bad menuing. Went the opposite direction. I think it's right. Yep. Yeah, that's the drain. I know a lot of people want Switch ports for 1 and 2, which I'm like, I mean, more No More Heroes good. But I've been actually warming up to the idea of them being re-released. Let's assume they're like re-released as a package, like it's explicitly a bundle. You can't just buy 1 and 2, even if you could buy them separately. That won't evade my point that I'm about to make. But I think having them released side by side would make a lot of people see, like, yes, these are very the tone of both games, the writing of both games, just so different. So that's why I've been thinking, I've been warming up to that idea, just so people can see, you know, side by side, on release, that these games are very different. Oh shoot, that wasn't what I want to do. Also, Short Piece is good. Watched it with for a movie night. It's good, dude. That was terrible. I went for the head when I shouldn't have. My aim was bad from there. I need to practice that. That's time loss. I don't think this will be a PB now, but this is still a fantastic run. Oh, it could be a PB. How did I lose 14 seconds? We'll see. So looking at these splits, yeah, the run really peaked at the center, like all at an encounter. That's interesting how that sort of paces out. Like I start behind, I manage to claw my way back up, and then I slowly siphon off that time. But for a rusty run, this is really good. Ah, terrible. Good. Oh, dude. Aim. Probably won't gain time just because of that aim, but whatever. Whatever, I'm content if this is not a PB, because this is still a darn good run. Of course, I pressed the button a bit too fast there. No, I was actually considering doing a Deadly Run or even JP Killer 8, but since, since I mentioned I've been rusty, I didn't want to do something that would make me a little bit frustrated. Since I haven't played this game in a while, I'm not going to be able to stream for a week, because, I'll be away from my streaming equipment, so I figured I'd do something that'd be pretty fun. I could do with a good amount of challenge, but without having to deal with, like a 7-minute boss fight in JP Killer 8, or Deadly just being the worst category ever in this game. If they released No More Heroes 1 and 2 for the Switch, would you have to shake the entire console if you were in handheld mode? Would they make you do that? Would they be that crazy? Like, they shouldn't do that. Like I said, crazy in the bad sense. If they did that, it'd be like, why? Oh, dude. Only play. Oh, that. Yeah, I imagine just the mindset on what you would want to do. Like, I imagine Katamari, a game like Katamari would probably be nice in handheld mode with the gyro and everything, but you know they obviously have to make it work for both configurations. Still absurd that you could only play it with that way was, yeah. Okay, putting in the passwords in terminal is really awkward. I've learned this past because I use it with the mouse, which is technically faster, but I just make mistakes. So I have to be really careful here. Uh, almost thought about his date of death. Okay, not quite as fast as it could optimally be, but my last run I had at least one typo, so. And since I've been thinking of like the handheld and then the tilt stuff, I was thinking of those silly tech demo for like the PS3 6-axis, where there was like a rubber duck in a bathtub. Good times. Oh, you with your references. In the PS3 version of No More Heroes, you shake the 6-axis to recharge your beam katana, which I hear is all sorts of awkward. I know Shentok. Yo, Shentok, if you're still here. Shout out to Shentok. He mentioned it was super awkward. Clearly, you just blocked out your memories of the Heroes Paradise version. Hey, speak of the devil. You had to type on PS4. That's how awkward it was. You had to make sure. You had to confirm. Wait, then. Wait, then how did? Okay, so there was a Japanese only release of on 360 of No More Heroes of the Heroes Paradise port. It's technically not Heroes Paradise anyway, as we know. Anyway. Wait. I took a little safe there. But how do they charge on the 360 version in Japan? I'm actually very curious now, because it doesn't have, like, motion. Oh, it doesn't have... Oh, I didn't know that. I know little about Move except that it exists. Neck, maybe? Yeah, I kind of forget the versions. Yeah, it's something like that. It's like, first it was PS3 360, then it was Red Zone, and then it was Heroes Paradise, or was Red Zone after Heroes Paradise? honestly cannot remember right now. But I do know at least some version released for 360. To me, that's like that's probably like the rarest version of the game. Like the 360 did not do well in Japan. Okay, thank you for clarifying. I always get confused about that. Anyway, but the 360, you know, the 360 brand never did super well in Japan. There's obviously no, like, the people who would buy 360 and a Wii probably aren't exactly the same audience. So not like the fan base for No More Heroes it would be on a 360 console, necessarily. What the heck is a split? What the heck is that split? What? Dude, this is a PB. Like, this is like unequivocally a P. There's nothing else that can waste 20 seconds. I'm deeply confused now. Where did I lose 20 seconds in my run? My PB. I'm what? I'm so confused right now. I mean, I'm happy. Anyway, before I was freaking out, it's like, yeah, I imagine the 360 version did not sell well at all. But it'd be interesting to play. But I would not be the one to do that unless I get like an absurd amount of disposable income on a system I otherwise don't care about. Because as far as I know, there's no region-free. Is there anybody in chat smarter than me? No. Region-free 360. I know it's region locked by default. But let's assume that there's no, you know, region bypass. You need to get a Japanese 360 and then a copy of the game. And that'd be like, you need to import them both unless you, I don't know, you somehow get lucky. Like, yeah, there's like some random game store near you that has like rare imports that nobody would want. Mod chip? Fair. But all to play like a most likely not great version of a great game. Oh, I didn't know there were a few region free. I mean, I guess it would make sense. I don't know, but I'd really like to know if somebody not just owns it, because I feel like if you were to just... There was a hashtag of GHM collection that people used a while back. I included my meager collection here on that tag, but I think a few people had the 360 version, but I wonder if they were actually able to play it. Unless, of course, you know, they were actually in Japan, in which case, yeah, they probably would, but... Mostly shmups? Makes sense. Diabolical Pitch. That would be also a random play. Seriously though, I'm still like, I don't know how I gained 26 seconds. Actually, I gained 27 seconds on that split. How? I'm actually very confused. Well, if nothing else, I leave here with a PB. And on a good note, when I get back from visiting home, that's what I'm doing. I'm visiting my hometown with my parents for a bit, for a week. A little over a week. But at least I ended on a good note. Unless, I don't know, a meteor comes and prevents us from being a PB. But I think I'd have other troubles, you know, besides losing a PB if a meteor came and hit me. Check my mail. Oh, you. That moment when meteors actually are mailed to you. Don't enter the Harmon room. Don't enter the Harmon room. Do not. I did not. Also, my internet's behaving, knock on wood. I just realized I didn't have a single frame drop. Or stream drop, for that matter. If I did, it wouldn't matter at this point. I'm local recording at a higher quality anyway, but... If only my stream could actually handle a higher bitrate without me having to worry about it. It dropping or not liking it randomly. I am really glad, though, OBS lets you do that. Like, record and stream at the same time, and record at a different quality. That is a really nice feature. Although I wish they had a prompt, unless I'm missing some obvious option. If you want to, like, stop your recording or not, or if you want to start your recording. Because you can do that with like, starting your stream. Like, you can be like, do you want, like, you can have a prompt saying, do you want to start streaming? Yes. Do you want to end streaming? Yes. I find that weird that, as far as I can see, they have no such feature for recording. Okay. I love that you mentioned that. Okay, so, obviously, the credits, there's a second pair of credits after the normal credits, thanking the remaster team. However, the load times are so much faster on PC anyway, that the entirety of this final section of Union Hotel is still faster on PC by at least 10 to 20 seconds. Even with the new credits. Like, the credits themselves are shorter, or rather are longer on this version, but given the whole chapter as a whole, it's still faster. This Smile 3 is still faster. I'm not actually losing time over a GameCube run because of the credits. And I find that so hilarious. Like, I assumed it was slower, like we all assumed it was slower, but then I timed it, it's like, yeah, no, it's still faster, and I love that. It's so funny to me. Also, I'm somewhat amused by, if you look at the Killer7 forums on Steam, how many people were begging Capcom for other ports of games. Like, yes, Capcom did publish this game. This game was part of the Capcom 5 on GameCube, but I feel like that I don't know, they're slightly missing the point. Like, this is a Grasshopper game Capcom published. Game like Beautiful Joe. They were, you know, early Clover. Before most of them went off to Platinum. Slightly different situation. Yeah, exactly. Like, they have to ask permission, but it's like, I imagine, like, some guy, like, the Mr. Capcom, like, Suda went to Mr. Capcom, asked, hey, can we have Killer 7 again? And, you know, he shrugs and be like, sure, whatever that is, go ahead. Really? Well, okay, I thought it sold poorly originally, though. But it has since gotten new life. Like, every subsequent port sold well. I thought... Didn't Okami kill Clover? Am I wrong in saying that? Or maybe not kill, but you know what I mean. Like, it was our last game. I swore it was the original PS2 release did not sell well. Fair. Beautiful Joe has not gotten re-released. That should get re-released. Although I can see why something like Okami would get re-released. Oh, especially over something like Beautiful Joe. God Hand, still need to play that game. Still need to play that game. PC release of that, I would be 100% on that, though. Or maybe they throw a curveball and randomly release it on the Switch. I'd actually laugh at that. I'd be happy because, you know, re-release, but I'd actually laugh. Actually, Platinum is developing Bayonetta 3 on Switch, right? So that actually is not the most. Well, granted, Platinum, Clover, Capcom, they're a lot of different things, so maybe I shouldn't assume just because Platinum is there. That would be a thing. The Vita? That'd be weird. They decide to demake it, release it on the Dreamcast. Release it for the 3DS. God Hand 3D. They make a special side plot. Wondering why God Hand 2 doesn't exist. Since, you know, 3D in the title. Kino 3, but that game, if I recall, was not well liked. Like, Killer 7, obviously, cult classic, good attention. Resident Evil 4 is on every system known to man. Beautiful Joe, that is, hasn't been re-released. And then the final Capcom 5 game never actually released. Also, Killer Save Japan, I forgot. I mean, I feel like I want to own PN103, even though I hear it's not great. Just cause. If nothing else, I think it'd be just an interesting piece of history. Like, here's part of the Capcom 5. The good is the bad, who knows, but probably bad, but it'd be something. Note to self, be better on injunctions there. Okay, we got one save, so... Okay. Here you go. We don't see the cutscene, but at least in your heart, you will know that he is saved. Gentak, you say that right after I save him. Do a memory card? Okay, fair enough. We just gotta shoot Tingle and then do the epilogue. Wow, I cannot believe this is going to be a PB, especially after I lost like all that, like so much time. I did not expect to gain 27 seconds in smile too. I want to compare my runs, see what I did differently. Because that is like, that's not like, you know, oh, a 5 second difference that could be explained for shooting or maybe a few bad junctions. That's like, that's a good chunk of time. That can really, that has to be something big. I must have messed up something in my run. I can't remember, but yeah, maybe. I literally have to get up from my bed, as I've established previous runs. I'm lying on my bed when I do this. I can't quite reach my piano from here. And we just have one more input. Heck yes.
You're awake from your nightmare.
Harmon, the world won't change. All it does is turn. Now, let's dance.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I cannot believe this. I got a PB. I should seriously just play this game only once a week, because I don't know. That's what caused me to get PBs like this. But even with that pretty nasty mistake in Alter Ego, the loss of 20 seconds, I managed to somehow still come ahead 20 seconds overall. Nearly 30, really. And yeah, sub 211 is like in the cards. Like, I just need to not mess up Alter Ego, and I will get that. But overall, I am pleased with this run.